Thank you, Tamsin, for this. I think it's an interesting question, not just for a crisis-stroke country like Greece that suffered for the last decade the impact of the economic crisis, but overall for Europe, given the fact that we're all in the same ocean, perhaps not in the same boat within the COVID crisis, but we're all certainly in the same ocean. So for finance of the welfare system to be sustainable, I think it needs to be understood as an investment rather than spending. And in this context, humans need to be seen and understood and utilized as assets rather than as draining factors. So we need to understand and utilize humans as assets that can enrich the human capital, thus the potential and the development of the country, and thus as assets on which heavy investment should be placed upon. And this has to do, and it takes me back to your initial question, on how we understand welfare policy. Do we understand welfare policy as padding up a benefit system, which is the lowest common denominator, basically, of a welfare system, or do we understand a welfare system as an active welfare mechanism where the state should grant benefits as the least common denominator of social protection, but have an active investment role through services liberating the time of individuals, as well as providing them with the opportunities to train themselves and thus attain higher levels of skills and competences. So I think this is the crucial factor, how we can transform the notion, the very concept of welfare policy from a draining factor to actual investment in human capital and thus the development of the country through an active system rather than a passive one.
Thank you. And Professor Timothy Garton Ash showed us